Hello guys, welcome to a 4 versus 4 matchup on the Wall of Iron map. So we've got Saladin, Wolf, Frederick and Snake versus Sheriff, Pig, Caliph and Richard.
The sides are drawn.
So obviously the team at the top has the advantage in really quality. The team at the bottom has the height advantage, the terrain advantage I should say. So starting off we've got Wolf. Next to Wolf is Saladin, beneath them is Frederick, and top right is Snake. On the bottom right we have Richard, then we have Pig, then Caliph, and top right, bottom left is Sheriff. I do hope that you enjoy this one. If you do, leave a like and sub to the channel. So what we're gonna... Actually, I'll talk quickly about why I've chosen these lords. And it's really quite simple. So I chose Wolf. He's the strongest lord in the game. However, he's going to run out of gold early, and from there on out, he's really just going to be defensive, I think. Saladin will probably be the main attacking force of this top team. Snake is here because I needed a fourth lord, and as decent as Snake is, defensively he's going to struggle against Richard's swordsman. They tear straight through him. Frederick is here because he is a very good defensive lord. Offensively he's horrible. However, he should be good in this one. He's going to slow this team down and stop it from being dominant. Sheriff is here because he's able to slow down other lords with his crossbows, and his maces can cause some havoc, although he is susceptible to fire, similar to Saladin. Caliph is here to basically burn everyone. Pig is a good attacking lord, and defensively he's actually pretty good as well. Surprisingly, even though no ballista, no mangonel, he's decent. So it's going to be a very, very tough ask for this bottom team to potentially win this, but we'll see. We shall see. Richard is going to attack Snake, so if Snake goes down early, which I think he might do, as I've said many times, the thing that annoys me about Snake is he's such a good lord. However, defensively he's only got archers really, a few spears, a few assassins, a few slaves, and that's it. He can't deal with armoured units at all. Although he should be fine right now. Richard's attack kind of fell apart a bit too soon. Now, as you can see, Saladin is protecting Frederick. I've tested this a few times and this bottom team never comes to the aid of its allies, whereas the top team seems to constantly protect this, like Frederick or whoever I put in this top right position. I've tried it with Long Arm and I tried it initially with Philip, but Philip was too aggressive with his knights, and it just, you know, it stopped this team from really being able to recruit, and you know, they ran out of gold. They didn't have any stone, they didn't get their iron in because it kept being destroyed. This wasn't good. As strong as Wolf is, this attack's not going to do much to the Sheriff. Sheriff is a good lord. He's not the strongest lord in the game, and he can be horrible at times. But more often than not, he does a good job. Now, if Richard were to send all of those units in through that gap, he probably would have got the kill. Although he's sending them down the bottom, so, you know, he still might get the kill here. He did. So now it's a 4 versus 3. Honestly, I wanted to do this with Long Arm. And long arm was actually a very good matchup for this. It was making these incredibly close before my game crashed. But it just dragged on too long, so having Snake was actually a good thing. You know, as well as they're going to have to deal with Saladin, they're going to have to deal with Wolf. It's not going to be easy for this team. You see, Sheriff is out of gold. Richard isn't doing great for gold. Wolf always runs out early, but the other three are doing good. Pig, Caliph and Saladin, all looking strong. And Saladin's I really think Saladin's going to be a major player in this, assuming the Caliph doesn't set him on fire. You can see why I'm sure you can see why I chose Frederick for this. He's doing such a good job defensively. I hate him as an offensive lord because he seems to throw away his units like no one else. He staggers them and it's just terrible. But when he's on the defensive, very hard lord to beat. Without Saladin's archers here, Frederick would be in quite a bit of trouble. I mean, he still is, but it's certainly mitigating his issues. Although, having said that, these fire ballistas might be able to clear all this out, potentially. Sheriff is burning, so that's dreadful for Sheriff. However, it was always going to happen. Just to make it clear, Sheriff isn't quite as bad at burning as Saladin, but he's probably, honestly, he's probably the second worst lord for catching fire, just because of how close his buildings are together, how close together his buildings are. So let's see. The snake died. Yeah, look, Saladin's 42k gold. Now, Sheriff should still be able to survive this for a long time. Well, I say a long time, he should be able to live for a decent while. Because he's got the Caliph next to him. However, we'll see. I have had some issues with Caliph in this, where he can't get his units out. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Even though nothing's blocking his gatehouses, he just, like all his units, he'll have like 300-400 units in here and he won't be able to get them out. So we're just going to put the speed up. Now obviously they need to attack in here, they need to fill in this moat if they want to kill Frederick. And that's going to be part of the issue with this. Oof. Yeah, Frederick is in... Sheriff is in significant danger now. Even with these fire ballistas helping him, even with the archers helping him. He might be able to live this. I think he will live this. Just not looking good for him. Although, I must admit, I'm not sure why these haven't targeted his gatehouse. It looks like only the one thing is hitting his gatehouse, the catapult. You can see Saladin is really putting the pressure on the Sheriff. I honestly think they should have added Robin Hood to the definitive edition. I mean, you could make a case that he'd be better off in Legend, but the fact that they've got the Sheriff of Nottingham just seems like a good idea, right? Yeah, killing Frederick is not going to be easy for this team, just because Saladin is here. And they've got to dig out this moat. I don't know why they're not. Like, Caliph is sending his... I think you just saw, he sent his slaves out and he sent them to Saladin, which, you know, does have to happen at some point, but not right now. Hopefully... Okay, I was going to say hopefully Richard starts to fill in this part of the moat. Although, look, the fact that he's breaking through... Is he going to break through here or is he just going to fill in the moat? Oh, he's attacking that. That's good. So it looks like Frederick is going to go down soon. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. Okay. So he's had his units out here for some reason, but Pig's maces went in and finished them off. So honestly, it's looking very, very good for this bottom team. However, as I said before, Saladin is going to be the main player in this, so if Saladin can overcome Sheriff's defences and get in there, he could kill him easily. Same for Richard, right? Richard's got no gold. And I've never really understood why they made Saladin stronger in this game than Richard, and why they didn't give Richard crossbows. I know I've said this before, but if you look at the Third Crusade, Richard outdid Saladin pretty much at every turn. Plus he was well known for using crossbows. So the fact that he doesn't get them is just outrageous in my opinion. And they didn't address that in Definitive Edition, which frustrated me. In fact, the only reason why I'm not playing Definitive Edition at the moment, well, not the only reason, but a big part of it is the AI Lords actually seem worse than they are in, say, like the vanilla Crusader. Like even Wolf, he's just so weak. I put Frederick and Richard next to the Jewel, and she killed both of them. And then she sat in her base, stockpiling gold. She had like 120k gold, and then I had enough because she wasn't making units. There we go, Sheriff is down. So now it's a 3 versus 2. However, this is definitely going to be hard for the larger team to overcome.
You of his desire to take control of your lands. Prepare yourself.
We all know Caliph is very susceptible to siege, so catapults and all that are going to do a huge amount of damage to him. I probably should have put Caliph where Pig is. That's fine. The fact that he has to go past Wolf is not good for him. However, it keeps things interesting. It means that it's not just a one-sided match. Although once Wolf gets going, it could be all over for this bottom team. They just don't have gold. Well, sorry, Richard. who should be the main player here, doesn't have gold. It's a huge attack coming from Wolf. And honestly, I'm very worried for Caliph right now. I know he's got 50k gold, but he is in significant danger. Oh, so is Richard. In fact, Richard and Caliph are in serious danger of going down. Although, having said that, this is why Wolf frustrates me. You see, he's only brought forward... Although, I've got to be honest, I did not see whether his engineers died or if he just brought forth the single catapult. Like, you'd think, obviously, he brought forward others, but the amount of times I've used Wolf and he's only had the one catapult is ridiculous. Why I don't like using him. As you saw, Richard's fire defense saved him just then. Richard is truly a lord that annoys me in this. It just annoys me that Firefly kind of screwed him over. However, having said that, like, he did a good job to live just then. If you haven't seen my Richard versus Amira video, I highly recommend checking it out. Very highly recommend it. They were an extremely close match for each other. She was very strong. Actually looks like Saladin and Wolf are going to win. Especially if Pig is not dealing with these archers. She's not doing a good job of it. Unfortunately for the bottom team, they weren't able to set Saladin on fire, and Wolf is recovering very well now. So Wolf has got a decent amount of gold. It's going to start being dangerous for Caliph. Obviously, I think Saladin's going to kill Richard in this attack. And then Pig is not going to be long for this world after that. So, it's unfortunate that they played out this way. I should have swapped Pig and Caliph's positions. As you can see, Richard is dead. However, I didn't do that, so this is just how it was. I don't remember if I mentioned yet, but I'm not going to be doing daily uploads anymore. I do want to do them, however I just can't. I don't have the time. You know, for a long time now I've been finding time where I really don't have any. It just means that really I don't have any free time in my personal life, so I do struggle to get these done on a weekday, although if I don't have enough done on Sunday, which is realistically the only day that I'm able to dedicate a day to making these, a full day at least, if I don't get enough done on Sunday, then I do have to do them on the weekdays. Saturdays I'm usually busy, and if I'm busy on a Sunday as well, it's, you know, it's too much. So for now I'm looking at 5 days a week. However, that may change down to 3 days if I'm not able to maintain that. I always wanted to be like a daily, well, do daily videos, and I must stress this just because people might get the wrong misconception, might have misconceptions about this, but the quality is not going to be improving. It's going to be as it is now. Maybe it will be a little bit better. The audio will still be the same. I'm not going to have time to do big editing. I do minor stuff now, so it's like I do clean up the audio sometimes if it needs it a little bit. I cut some stuff out. and you know, where the game is stuttering, I smooth that out, and that's really all I do. But as I said, I don't have time for it. That stuff takes a very long time to do. Also, I'm well aware I could have put Saladin here, but I think that would have defeated the purpose, as this team would have surely won. Also, I really do think if I'd swap those two positions, this would be a much closer matchup. So, if you want me to redo this one, you're going to have to let me know. If not, that's fine as well. It'd be interesting to see if this team could win with those two swapped. Just because they go that way, I think, and like burn Saladin, and you know, it could be close, and then everyone would have to deal with the wolf somehow. Now, Pig is in no danger of going down, at least not for a long time. Oh, okay, I take that back. I thought that was 30k gold. It's 3k gold. I mean, if Saladin pushes him hard, then it will be game over for Pig. As things stand, it's probably going to be game over for Caliph reasonably soon. Although, as I say, the reason why I don't like playing with the wolf is because he has issues with his siege. He just does. And it's truly frustrating. Like the amount of free-for-all matches I've tried to do, and then you get two wolves and they're only sending one catapult, and ends up being a wolf versus a wolf, or a wolf versus someone who cannot kill wolf, but wolf cannot kill them without the siege. It just becomes terrible. You see how good these crossbows are. Plus this terrain advantage is making a huge difference. It's the terrain I honestly believe is the reason why this team is still in this. The fact that he brings his units forward and they just get shot to pieces. So Caliph running out of gold. Saladin is gaining gold. Unusual that Caliph is going for Saladin so much. Okay. Oh look, Wolf is actually sending a proper attack this time. This is going to kill Caliph. Assuming he gets all of his siege out, it will kill Caliph. Yeah, that is one hell of an attack. Oh, actually, will it kill Caliph? The thing is, Caliph still does have his fire defences. So it may not kill him, but it's going to cause significant damage. However, having said that, the fact that he just ran all those units through fire certainly helps Caliph out a bit. And the fact that he's not destroying this one building to get inside the castle is crazy. So yeah, Caliph survived the attack from Saladin and Wolf. However, as you can see, he lost quite a bit. He lost quite a few units. He's not doing very well for gold anymore. The pig is sending an attack now too. I think if Pig were able to capitalise on all this, on Saladin's attack, and break through somehow, like he may have been able to kill that. Obviously he didn't, so that's fine as well. And Caliph is finally out of gold. I mean, so is Wolf, but it's so much worse for Caliph because he sends out all these skirmishing units, whereas Wolf keeps a lot close by. He's got his pikes for skirmishing as well. The pikes are obviously they're very good against the archers. They're very good against slaves. Everything's good against slaves, though. And Wolf is sending another proper attack, which is lovely to see. Truly lovely to see. Saladin's going to lose all these units. Oh, I take it back. The idiot has kept his trebuchets so far back that they're not doing anything. Now that is classic Wolf. Well, I say classic Wolf. That's the Wolf that I've been accustomed to for a while now, and it's the Wolf that genuinely pisses me off a bit. It only seems to happen to Wolf as well. Doesn't really seem to affect other lords. And someone did explain to me once why it was the case, but it was a while ago and I just don't remember. Ooh. Caliph lost a hell of a lot just then in the fire. Now obviously the fire also saved him, but yeah, it's killed Caliph. Oh, actually we'll see if he can get under control soon. No, surely it's killed Caliph. Once Caliph's down, Pig will not last long. Yeah, that was Pig's attacking force instantly vaporized through the power of 500 speed. Little bit annoying that Saladin uses his horse archers to attack the gates. Oh yeah, look, Wolf is ready to attack soon as well, so it's pretty big. Once he comes along, I think it'll be game over. Yeah, Wolf is coming. Oh no, look, he only brought forth the trebuchet. Now he's bringing up his, whatever it's called, siege engine. Siege tower. Doing God knows what with it. Oh, I think he's trying to get into the inner part. Yeah. And he's not using it, so that's cool.
A message from the Caliph.
And that's Caliph down. Is it? Yeah, surely that's Caliph down. No. Wow. He did a brilliant job at surviving that. Having said that, if Saladin were to attack now, you see Caliph has next to nothing left. So I feel like this is taking a really long time. I think if Wolf had brought up his siege properly, that would have killed Caliph. He didn't. You know, it's what it is. What Wolf does. Annoying, but there's not much I can do about that. Okay, Wolf is also attacking now. Brought his units there for some reason. And he's setting up over here, which is nice to see. All over here, fantastic. Not going to be able to hit anything like that. Wait, did Saladin also set up there? Oh god, the game is stuttering like crazy.
Saving. A message from the Caliph.
There we go, that's Saladin down. Saladin has down the Caliph.
A message from the Caliph.
Yeah, just Pig left. Pig is not going to be lasting very long, especially with the fact that he's attacking.
A message from Saladin. As it must be. Another has fallen before.
Pig will probably die if they both do, like, destroy his gatehouse. But the thing is, his spike traps and his crossbows are very deadly, but it doesn't matter too much. With this sort of force, he doesn't have enough crossbows to survive. I still think if I'd swapped Pig and Caliph around, this would have been a lot closer. Unfortunately it wasn't, but I do hope that you enjoyed it anyway. If you did, as always, hit the like, hit subscribe, and yeah, we'll test out how many days a week I end up doing vids for. We'll see. Regardless, I do hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.